I use Screencasts to create a library of extra support or review videos. So first and foremost, like when I think of writing essays and teaching students how to write essays, specifically essays that might be more challenging for them to do, like writing a literary analysis essay. I might make short videos of each step of the process. I might make a video that looks at finding great quotes to support your thesis statement. I might make a video just on what a great thesis statement looks like. I might make a video on creating an introductory paragraph that is interesting and engaging and includes your really good thesis statement. I might make a video on, crafting a body paragraph that integrates a direct quote correctly and also explains the quote, has analysis, ties to the thesis statement. I might chunk all of that and put it in just a library, like maybe a topic in Google Classroom, support with writing your analysis essay, and throw all those little videos in there so that as students are writing and they need help remembering something I talked to them about, they could go to that library and find some things to help them. So that's something I can do there. I also, like, if I had a large cumulative task at the end of the unit that I wanted students to complete independently, depending on the complexity of that cumulative assignment, I might make a library of review videos to support them. So for example, in my classroom, students had to complete a cumulative task where they chose a short story and they had to complete some analysis activities independently. So they read the story independently, and then they had to complete a few different analysis assignments independently with that story. And what I would do in my Google Classroom is maybe put some instructional videos to help them with that process. So, hey, in this unit, we talked about analyzing point of view. We talked about characterization. We've talked about foreshadowing. So if you need to remember and review a little bit of those concepts, here's some videos to help you, and you might want to access that as you complete your cumulative assessment. So that's a way that I've used screencasting to help. This is my favorite way that I use screencasting. It was one of the first ways that I used screencasting in my classroom as an English teacher whenever I was working with students on teaching them how to write a research essay. Anytime I was teaching them about using a works cited page, creating a works cited page, making sure to include parenthetical documentation in the essay, and how that parenthetical documentation matched up to the entries in the works cited page. For middle school and for 9th grade and even 11th grade students, that is something that I always received a lot of questions about as they were working. So, I have a class of 25 to 30 students, and when we're working on this, they all have questions and they all want me to check what they're doing. And they all don't remember exactly how to do something. So I remember just like running around like crazy from student to student and checking and looking and answering questions about documentation and works cited pages. So I made a screencast one year. It didn't take me long to do. It was like a 10 to 15 minute video. Here's how you make a works cited page. Here's how you can use a resource like bibme.com to help you with a works cited page. Here's what parenthetical documentation looks like. Here's what it should look like in your essay. Here's how it connects to the works cited page. I made a video of that and I posted it in my Google Classroom, and as students were writing their essays, I told bring your headphones to class because you're all getting to the point where you're going to work on the works cited page at a different time. And um, you all take different amounts of time to create works cited pages and to finish that up. So bring your headphones, and when you're ready, the video's there. So you can check it out and then get to work as you can. And it was like magic had happened in my classroom. Um, a few days of instruction where I was running around like crazy turned into just this very calm, peaceful, quiet atmosphere. And I was amazed. It worked like a charm. Students had the video, they could rewatch it as many times as they want. And I became more available and more available to help my students who were maybe really struggling with the essay and behind. I could sit down and I could work with them because I knew that um, other students or the rest of my students were, had everything that they needed and they could press onward. So it multiplied myself in the classroom and freed up some of my time to help in other areas with the essay writing process. So it was amazing. I highly suggest that of finding, in your classroom, what it is that students struggle with and have a lot of questions about. And if you can turn it into a screencast to help maximize that time in your classroom, then that's a great way to do it.